Thank you all for joining us. This webinar will be recorded. The title of this webinar is FX Trading Live Market Strategies. Forex trading involves significant risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. So please take time to read this disclosure. Who we are. My name is Ari Estrada. I am President and Director of Sales. We're actually going to have on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, we have a more in-depth introduction of who we are in case you're interested, our backgrounds and such. I'm going to present to you now Kimberly Crochet.
Hi Ari, hi everybody. Welcome. I'm Kimberly Crochet, like Ari had said, VP and Director of Compliance and Customer Relations. I'm also a full-time active trader, and actually at the end of the webinar we're going to give you some details on how you can access our full backgrounds. But I did just want to say a quick hello and welcome you all this evening. I hope you enjoy the webinar, and if you ever need anything from me, do not hesitate to ask. Thanks, Ari.
Thanks, Kimberly. Now I'd like to present to you Robin Mueller.
Hello.
Hey, Robin.
Hello, I'm Robin Mueller, and I'm a Chief Market Strategist and Director of Trader Education here at FXCEM. And it's my job to do weekly updates, daily updates, issue trade calls, and also work with traders to develop trading plans for them and provide them with market analysis on an ongoing basis.
Thanks, Robin. And again, for more details on all of our backgrounds, our YouTube channel is www.youtube.com/FXCEM. What we offer, FXCEM wants to be an unbiased introducing broker. So basically, the services that we offer are all free. We offer broker introductions, trade alerts, education, consultations, and managed accounts. Basically, all these services that we offer are free, like I said, including the education and consultations. We believe that by educating our clients that you're going to probably trade either more or more consistently through us, and that's how we're actually compensated. You'll be getting the same spreads as you would if you went to these brokers on your own and set up your own accounts. So I'm going to pass the baton on to Robin, our Chief Market Strategist, and get into the meat and potatoes of this webinar.
Okay, thank you, Ari. As I mentioned before, this is Robin, and I'm in charge of the education process here at FXCEM. The way I approach it is, I've been trading for 5.5 years, day in and day out, and I remember what it was like for me when I first learned. I remember how difficult it was to have a system that I thought worked, and then as soon as I'd apply it to the market, it would fail, and then I'd spend the weekend trying to figure out another system, and then I'd try it again, and you can go on for months and months like that. And what I realized was that at the end of it all, that for me it was a mental thing as much as it was a system thing. And a lot of the traders I work with, I've realized that they've over time come to a system that fits their personality, their time horizon, and their risk appetite. And a lot of times they're very close to success, but they're not there yet. And there's usually a few things that need to be tweaked, and then a few exercises that we can go through to kind of change the trader mindset. And a lot of times people can succeed very well with what they've already got. I'm not trying to be a guru. I don't really want to teach you how to trade the way I trade. What works for me probably works great for me, but I can't guarantee that even if I taught you everything that I do, that it would work for you. I'd much rather figure out what you've already done and work with you to assess where you're at and what kind of results you're getting. take a step back and be the coach, recommend some areas we could improve your system, recommend some exercises we could do to get your mindset more in alignment with what you want to do, in alignment with your goals, and then set some goals. That gives us a yardstick against which we can measure the improvement, and then we work with you to monitor the progress of the updates and see what worked, see what didn't work, and then we go back to the top and repeat the cycle as necessary to achieve our goals. And I find that works best for most traders because, like I said, most people have gotten to where they've gotten to and are very close to success, but they just haven't crossed that line yet. And I think it's a much quicker process if we can work with what you've got rather than trying to start with a completely clean sheet of paper. I mean, if you need a clean sheet of paper, that's fine. We can go there too. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm the only one who knows how to trade, and you should trade my way because it's the only way to go. Like I said, what works for me probably won't work for you. You're a different person, but I'll work with you to figure out what works for you, and that's really my goal. We can take some questions at the end if you'd like. What I'd like to do now is go on to some of the outlooks I've put together for some of the pairs. Let's start with the Euro USD.